Welcome back to Trivia Tales, where we uncover intriguing and sometimes chilling facts from history. In today's episode, we delve into a dark chapter of human history, slavery. Brace yourself as we reveal 10 horrifying pieces of information about slavery that will leave you shocked and appalled. Let's get started. Segment 1. Origins of Slavery. Did you know that slavery dates back thousands of years? It's not just a recent phenomenon. Slavery existed in ancient civilizations such as Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Greece. The practice involved capturing and owning individuals as property, denying them basic human rights. Segment 2. Transatlantic Slave Trade. One of the most horrific aspects of slavery was the transatlantic slave trade. Between the 16th and 19th centuries, millions of Africans were forcibly taken from their homes and transported across the Atlantic Ocean to the Americas. The conditions aboard the slave ships were unimaginably cruel, with overcrowding, disease, and brutality. Segment 3. Slave auctions. Slave auctions were a common occurrence during the era of slavery. Enslaved individuals, including men, women, and children, were put on display and sold to the highest bidder. Families were often torn apart, with devastating consequences for those involved. Segment 4. Brutal treatment. Slaves endured unimaginable cruelty and abuse. They were subjected to physical punishment, such as whipping and branding, as a means of control. Slaves were treated as property, devoid of basic human rights and dignity. Segment 5. Forced labor. Slaves were forced to work under grueling conditions, often on plantations or in mines. They toiled for long hours, with little rest or compensation. Their labor was the backbone of the economies of many nations during this time. Segment 6. Slave codes. Slave codes were laws enacted to further oppress and control enslaved individuals. These codes restricted their movements, limited their education, and denied them the right to marry or own property. Slaves were treated as mere property, stripped of their autonomy. Segment 7. Resistance and revolts. Despite the oppressive conditions, slaves fought back. Throughout history, there were numerous instances of resistance and revolts against the institution of slavery. These acts of defiance demonstrated the indomitable spirit and desire for freedom. One notable example is the Haitian Revolution, which began in 1791 and led to the establishment of the first independent Black republic in the Americas. These acts of resistance serve as a testament to the strength and resilience of those who were enslaved. Segment 8. Long-lasting impact. Slavery left a lasting impact on societies around the world. The effects of this brutal institution can still be felt today, with systemic racism, inequality, and social division stemming from its legacy. Understanding this history is crucial for addressing the ongoing struggles faced by marginalized communities. Segment 9. Abolition movements. Thankfully, there were individuals and groups who fought tirelessly for the abolition of slavery. Figures like Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, and William Wilberforce dedicated their lives to ending this inhumane practice. Their efforts paved the way for the eventual abolition of slavery in many countries. Segment 10. Lessons from history. As we reflect on the horrors of slavery, it is essential to learn from history and work towards a more inclusive and just society. By acknowledging the past and actively combating racism and discrimination, we can strive for a future where every individual is treated with dignity and equality. And there you have it, 10 horrifying pieces of information about slavery. It's important to confront the uncomfortable truths of our history to ensure that such atrocities are never repeated. Join us next time on Trivia Tales as we uncover more fascinating stories from the annals of time.